It's been a decade since the streets of Toronto erupted into chaos with the G20 protests. In the immediate aftermath, police were accused of acts of brutality, as well as egregious infringements on civil liberties. The methods used then still plague policing to this day. So what has changed since Toronto police received that criticism, and what more still needs to be done?
I think people were surprised to see that something like this could happen in Canada, that we could have these mass arrests and mass detentions of, largely peaceful protesters.
The interactions between police and civilians during that weekend shocked many. A video of multiple officers piling on one man and beating him while he was on the ground garnered widespread criticism.
There were a lot of reports and reviews that took place after the G20 that talked about things that shouldn't happen again. And I think police have absorbed, a lot of those lessons. The other thing that really came into sharp relief after the G20 is the failure of our systems to hold police accountable when they do things that they shouldn't do. And I think that that's something that some communities have known for a long time.
It was a wake-up call to me when Black Indigenous people of color said, what happened to you is what happens to us every day. And it was like a light bulb going off. And I now understood something I didn't understand before.
They just announced to everybody there, you're all under arrest. And we couldn't believe it. And I remember distinctly, everyone started panicking, but these four older Indigenous women just sat down and lit up a cigarette and were like, welcome to our club, everybody. And for me, straight white guy from the GTA, it was certainly a big wake-up call.
Sherry Good and Tommy Taylor are the lead plaintiffs in two ongoing class action lawsuits against the Toronto Police Services Board over alleged civil rights abuses. Zweibel notes that attempting to sue police requires the kind of time and resources that marginalized communities often don't have. Law professor and policing expert Kent Roach says while the outcome of the lawsuit is important, society's focus should also be on making sure police are held accountable.
One of the ironies here, of course, is that Chief Blair is now Public Safety Minister Blair. And I think the history in this city especially has been that politicians who have battled with the police on issues have often come out on the losing end. So, it's very important to participate in municipal elections because that's where a lot of police governance happens. But it's also important to ask both the provincial and the federal governments what they are doing in order to give citizens a voice in policing.
In Toronto, Erica Natividad, City News.